Hi everyone and welcome. My name is Billy and today we're going to look at multiple events in probability and use tree diagrams to help us solve these problems. I really love drawing tree diagrams. They are fun to draw and they also help to make a complicated problem much clearer. Let's get started and let's look at something with two events. So let's say I have my first event here. And let's say for this first event, I have two possible outcomes. So I start at a starting point and I will draw two branches because this event has two outcomes. I'm going to use shapes for these outcomes and then we can talk our way through this. So the first outcome is a square and the second outcome is this triangle shape. I'm also going to add some probabilities so that the probability of getting a square is, let's say, 1 over 3, and the probability of getting a triangle is 2 over 3. Now let's say we have a second event. And in this second event, I also have two possible outcomes. If I get a square in the first event, I have the chance of getting either one of these outcomes in the second event. Let me make the first outcome a circle and the second one a diamond. If I get a triangle in the first event, I also have the chance of getting either a circle or a diamond in the second event. Again, let me put some probabilities. Let's put a quarter here and make this one 3/4. So the probability of getting a circle is a quarter. So this is still a quarter here and 3/4. This is how you set up a tree diagram and you will be given this sort of information in the question. You will generally be given the probabilities as well. Sometimes you'll have to calculate them. When you have finished drawing your tree diagram, the next column that we want to create is the outcomes column. Now let me show you how we do this. To create the first outcome of both the events together, we start at the beginning and we travel along the branches till we get to the end of the branch. So we're going to travel along here and collect the first outcome, which is a square, and then move along this top branch to collect the second outcome, which is a circle. So the pink branch leads to an outcome of a square and a circle. Let's try the next one. Again, we will start at the beginning. This time I'm going to do it in blue. We travel along this branch to get to a square, but this time we move down here to the diamond. So the outcome for that branch is a square and a diamond. Now I'm going to move to the second outcome of the first event, and it's this one here that I'm going to do in green. So I'll travel along here, pick up this triangle, and then move up here so that I have a triangle and a circle. And the last one, again, let me move along here so I have a triangle and then a diamond. So you can see by my colors that I have traveled along every branch and I have listed all the outcomes possible. Let's write here the total number of outcomes. So this is my first outcome, a square and a circle. This is the second one, third one, and the fourth one. So the total number of outcomes is 4. Now the last column I'm going to write down is the probability column. Let me just slide this across a little bit. Now to get the probability, I am going to start following the branches again. And as I move along the branches, I'm going to pick up the probabilities that are listed there. So this first one, as I move along the first branch to get to the square, it is 1/3. And I move along the pink line again and a quarter. The way I write it is 1/3 multiplied by 1/4. The second one in blue, 1/3, and this time multiplied by 3/4. So let's write that down. The third one in green is 2/3 multiplied by 1/4. And the last one in yellow is 2/3 multiplied by 3/4. Now, an easy way to check that you have got these numbers in the probability column correct is to work them out and add them up, and they should equal to 1. So let's do that. 1/3 multiplied by a quarter is 1/12. 1/3 multiplied by 3/4 is 3/12. 2/3 multiplied by a quarter is 2/12. Sorry, equal sign. And 2/3 multiplied by 3/4 is 6/12. So that when I add the probability up, I do get 1. And this is a great check to know that you have got your probabilities correct. So this is the way to set up a tree diagram, drawing branches, writing the probabilities on the branches, and then traveling along each branch to get the outcomes and then the probability column. Once you have this, you can answer any question that is thrown at you that is related to this tree diagram. So let's go ahead now and work with a problem. I have 2 bags on my table. The first contains 3 yellow and 5 blue marbles. The second contains 6 red and 8 blue marbles. If I pick a marble from each bag, find the following probabilities, leaving your answers as fractions. Part A says both the marbles are blue. Part B, the first marble is yellow and the second marble is blue. And that should read part C, sorry. And part C says the marbles are different colors. This question does not specifically ask you to draw a tree diagram, but it is a multiple event question. The first event is picking a marble from the first bag and the second from the second bag. So we'll draw a tree diagram because it is by far the simplest way to answer this kind of question. Let's get started by drawing the first event. Let me just underline it here. The first event is picking from a bag with 3 yellow and 5 blue. So the possible outcomes of the first event are that you pick either a yellow or a blue marble. So we're going to start somewhere here. No, let's start a bit lower down. We'll start here, and the first outcome is yellow and the second is blue. Let's write the probabilities while we're at it. In the first bag, there are 3 plus 5, so there are 8 marbles. There are 3 yellow, so the probability of picking a yellow is going to be 3/8, and the probability of picking a blue is going to be 5/8. So that's our first event done. Let's look at the second event. The second contains 6 red and 8 blue. So the possible outcomes for the second event are that you pick a red or a blue. Each outcome from the first event gets the outcomes of the second event. So for this one, I'm going to write red and then blue. And then down here, I will also write red and blue. What this means is if you pick a yellow first time, you can get either a red or a blue the second time. Or if you pick blue the first time, this one here, you can get either a red or a blue the second time. Let's put the probabilities onto the second event. So in your second bag, you have a total of 6 plus 8, which is 14. And you have 6 red and 8 blue. So we're going to write 6/14 here and 8/14 here. The next thing we want to do is write down our outcomes. Let's follow the first branch. I'll do it in green. So we start here. So there's a yellow and red. The second outcome will be a yellow and then blue. The third one will be down here, blue and then red. And the last one will be blue and blue. So these are all our possible outcomes. I'm just going to shift this across a little bit and let's write down the probabilities. For the yellow-red, let's pick the probabilities up. It's 3/8 multiplied by 6/14. For yellow-blue, it's going to be 3/8 multiplied by 8/14. For blue-red, it will be 5/8 multiplied by 6/14. And for the last one, blue-blue, 5/8 multiplied by 8/14. And if you grab your calculator and add all these probabilities up, your answer will be 1, which gives you confidence that you have these probabilities correct. Let's move across a little bit here, and now we can start to answer the questions. The first one asks you for the probability that both marbles are blue. So this is what you're looking for: a blue the first time and a blue the second time. This is the one that we're looking for. And the probability is 5/8 multiplied by 8/14 equals 5/8 multiplied by 8/14. Cancel these out, and my answer is 5/14. So the probability of getting both marbles that are blue is 5/14. The second one. The first marble is yellow, so I want the probability of a yellow, and the second marble is blue, so it's a yellow-blue. Let's move across to our tree diagram. Yellow-blue is this one, and the probability is 3/8 multiplied by 8/14. So this is equal to 3/8 multiplied by 8/14. Cancel these two 8's and my answer is 3/14. So the probability of getting a yellow followed by a blue is 3/14. Part C says the marbles are different colors. Now if we look at our tree diagram, there is only one outcome where they are the same color, which is the blue, and all the others are different colors. There are two ways I can do this. I can add up the outcomes for the marbles that are the different colors. So I'm going to circle those in blue. So this one is a different color, so I would take that plus this one plus this one, or I can use the definition of complementary probability. In this case, the probability that the marbles are different colors is going to equal 1 minus the probability that they are the same colors. The probability that they are the same colors we have already calculated in part A. So this becomes a very simple calculation: 1 minus 5/14, and the answer is 9/14. So the probability of getting marbles of different colors is 9/14. If you added all the probabilities that are circled in blue, you would also get 9/14. This is how you draw a tree diagram to help you calculate probabilities for multiple events. They are fun to draw. It is easy to follow the branches to work out the outcomes and then the probabilities. And as you can see, it then makes it quite straightforward to answer any questions that you have concerning the tree diagram. I love drawing them. I hope that this video has been of help to you. Thank you for stopping by and watching, and catch up with you next time. Bye for now.